Hi, I'm Shabba and you're watching BDTV. Who I looked up to a lot as well, Scooby-Doo and Camelot Jr., they lived together.
Yeah.
And then me and Fluky used to kind of live with him over on 39th and Bloodlong in LA.
Yeah.
And in his living room is where my career, my whole sort of persona was crafted in the early days. And it was there in his living room. But in any case, Scooby-Doo was a marvelous dancer, so was Demeter Joe Freeman. So was Freddie Maxey, so was my sister Fawn, Fluky Luke, Tony Basil, Slim the Robot, which was phenomenal. Yeah, there was other guys like Sambo Lock, who was wonderful as well. You had Charles Robot was great. You had a ton of locking type groups.
Right.
None of them were called the Lockers, mind you. We were the only troupe that had the name Locker in its name. And we were the first ones to do it, and rightfully so, because we had the creator of the lock in our particular crew. So the first name was the Campbell Lockers, or then the Campbell Lock Dancers, or the Lockers. But some of the groups that were famous in those days were like, you know, Captain Crunch and the Funky Brunch, the Ghetto Dancers. You had the Alphabet Kids, I think they were called. Great dancer named, two really great dancers named F&M and Rubber Band Man. They were brothers. They were wonderful dancers. You had Skeeter Rabbit, the original Skeeter Rabbit, James Higgins. You had him. You had Tony Go-Go. You had, you know, which was part of the Go-Go Brothers and that whole thing. And the original Go-Go Brothers, not his sons, but in those days. And we used to all go out to the. I don't want to forget Mr. Penguin, Rerun, Fred Berry, who was incredible. You know, Fred and I have a kind of interesting story together, inside joke. But when I was a young pup coming up, I thought we were in a club. We were in the Summit on the Hill, famous club for locking in the '70s, early '70s. And I was cutting my teeth, and I see Mr. Penguin. You know, heavy-set guy. You know, I think, you know, that's some easy pickings. I said, you know, I'm gonna get that fat guy. You know, and Lord, what did I do? I grabbed a hold of him, and we started dancing. And about a minute into it, I realized what I had done. That I had actually grabbed the tiger by his tail. And you know, I mean, he was phenomenal. He could do front flips, back flips, and things, and butt drops. He was quite athletic, and could lock and dance his butt off, and had his own sort of persona with it. And so, even to later on in our life, through the Lockers and afterwards, you know, when we went in our separate ways, and he went on to be a TV star, went on to do movies, and Tony Basil went on to, you know, become a recording artist. Street dancing has a very storied past, and sometimes I'm shocked to when I realize and think about being a part of that, really.
But would you say, like you were saying, you used to practice in your living room, and do you think that's inspired?
Yeah. I already had my own dance style, so to speak, in Chicago, growing up in Chicago. We have our own style in Chicago. Chicago has, you know, stepping, bopping, and that kind of stuff, and it has its own rhythm feel to it. So me and my sister Fawn, we were really good together as a couple, as a duo. And when we got to LA, you know, it was easy for us to make our fingerprint on the scene there. But it was the locking that Greg showed me that I eventually went on to get. I think I hold the record for being the guy that learned locking the fastest. I learned how to lock in like 2 weeks. Yeah. But it was an intense 2 weeks.
Right.
I mean, where we were like going at it 24/7. I mean.